Hello, hello. How's it going, everyone? Good morning, good night, good afternoon. I don't know what time is to you guys. Crypto Vince here, and we're doing our update on Bitcoin. If everyone can confirm my audio is good, I can start to talk about this. Sure. Let's see, audio good. Thank you, Marco. Okay. So I'm gonna start with a nice market. It's not very good and clean. Let me see. Too loud. Okay. Like this should be a little bit better, maybe if I don't yell too much. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So it's a little bit clear now. All right, I'm gonna keep talking, then you guys tell me in the chat if you guys don't hear me pretty good. Yeah, Mikey works at Best Buy. Man, I have no time to go buy a microphone. One sec. You can hear now. Okay, let me put the higher like that. Okay, let's try this. Maybe if I put the louder. Does it crack now? It's probably I cannot test it because I test on my computer. When I go live, it changes everything. Cracking. So what if I do this? Is this low? Too low? Prova. Okay. Real low. Oh my god. If I go high like this, it cracks if I go like this, right? But prova. All right. Okay, so I gotta lower that and put this higher. Perfect. Good. Yeah, because I have my streaming software. It's all red. My microphone it's red, but on my computer it's low. So I guess I have to find a balance. I mean, where is Mikey? It's not even the microphone. It's just the settings that I use. All right, we can start this. We give time to some user to connect, I guess. So where we start? Well, the market is a mess. You guys figured it out already. But you know, we're looking bullish. In my previous streaming, we say that 6.8 was really good, a good bullish indicator, right? To break that 6.8. The problem is that you know, it's easy to talk before, right? It's easy to say, oh fuck, I should have bought a 6.8. or you know, oh, I should have bought the 6-1. Why didn't go 100x 6-1? Well, it's too easy to talk after things happen, right? Remember, we crashed pretty much 70%. How much we crashed? From all-time high to all-time low of the crash, 70% pretty much. So we were in full correction. So nobody knew this was the bottom. I mean, there were some indicators that we always thought 586 couldn't be a nice bottom. We did all our studies. We don't need to, you know, go over those again. And but you know, there were chances still to go low. The famous 3K that everyone is talking about. So we had to follow this and see what kind of resistance we can break before to enter the market, right? So when we break 6.8, when we broke 6.8, well, the head and shoulder that we identify, the first head and shoulder was something that we seen, we traded, and that was pretty clear right there. And we see this one, that, and it got completed here. Now, when we identify head and shoulders, usually the spike that happens after the shoulder breaks here should be as higher as the head, pretty much. Let's see. How much we got here? 18%. And we got way higher. I mean, it crashed there, but it didn't reach. You know, it reached 8.4 almost, and then it dropped to 8.1 right now. Actually, this is Ekinashi. Let me put normal candles so we see where we are now. 8.169, and we reached 8.370, and we dropped. So those two candles that happened yesterday and today, I mean, this candle still has to close in the daily chart. So to be honest, this candle might crash now and just close here, and we still will be in the possibility of making the head and shoulder the biggest, bigger head and shoulder. That is this one, right? This one. Go down and up. But you know, there are many factors that pump BTC during those days. You know, there was some news regarding the MasterCard adoption of a patent for cryptocurrency transactions. There was Korea and China. They're like revising the regulation regarding crypto and ICOs, and there is the ETF news that it looks like it's gonna get approved. So there are so many things that probably cause FOMO, and as you can see, that really hit altcoins too, right? Because as we wrote in the channel, traders are selling altcoins because they want to catch the BTC pump. So if before altcoins and Bitcoin were going up at the same time, just because new money was coming to the place and new money was coming out in the market, well, that's not gonna happen again, because traders are just now switching from altcoins to Bitcoin and from Bitcoin to altcoins. So we will see an opposite direction, which is what happened when market it's pretty stable. That's how it should be. If we trade in market, if we trade coins in market that are paired to BTC, of course, if BTC goes up, altcoin should drop, and vice versa, right? So we have to be careful on this, because now the decisions are not really made based on TA. because we can chart how many altcoins we want. We're not gonna really find nothing great at the moment. First of all, because all the supports of altcoins are just gone, so things can drop no problem. Like there's no support, and the perfect example is Pandex. All coins pretty much look like this. I mean, this is a new chart, but there's no support. This chart, there is no support. I mean, there is some, but they're not really historical support or ion. Let me put a Kinashi because you guys can see better what's going on. There are those supports, temporary supports, and then boom, they break down. And there is some other support here and breaks down. The coins just stops and keep going down, keep going down. One chain again, they stop, they make you think it's a good support, and they drop. Good support, and they drop. Here they're not making really nothing. Like it's just terrible. Like everything is dropping. So I don't see a bottom at the altcoins. I don't really see a bottom right now. So buying right now it's a choice made on the psychology of the market. So if BTC hits 8K, some traders might FOMO into altcoins. If BTC hits moving average 200, I'm gonna buy altcoins. If the Ethereum BTC bounce, I'm gonna buy altcoins. So it's all based on catching the pump, catching the bottom, which is not a really good strategy for us. I mean, I don't really like trading at this speed, right? I just need to be chill, make my own decision, enter when market is cool, play safe, play the swings. Like I don't really like to jump in things, and that's when you get wrecked, like when you FOMO into coins. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about BTC right now, so I'm gonna make a full analysis. So it's other coins like Ion. Those coins had good horizontal support, gone. This has a nice support at the all-time low here, with a few touch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, and then it broke down. So everything it's going down. They will recover, but again, it will be a game of when to buy the dips. And when market, if you guys were trading around August, September, top November, you may understand what happened there. So BTC goes up, it stops, then traders go by the dips, while new USD comes into the market. So here, in the run, every time BTC was going sideways, we will see a nice pump in altcoins market, and during those little crash, altcoins probably pump, but it's very tricky because things change depending on what the traders do, what people wants to do. If they sell to USD, well, all the market crash, because if the money comes out crypto, of course everything is going to crash. If BTC goes down, altcoins that are pairing BTC will go down just because the money is coming out, not because the pair itself. But in a fake situation, let's say the market cap will never increase or decrease, like in a perfect world, if we had just $200 billion, well, of course, we always see an opposite direction of BTC and altcoins. If market doesn't come in and doesn't come out to the market, Of course, BTC goes up, altcoins go down. Altcoins go up, BTC goes down. Altcoins go up, BTC goes down because traders move the money, right? Move the money from altcoins to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to altcoins. But when we have another market, which is the USD market, well, there we're playing with two markets. We're playing with Bitcoin markets and we're playing with USD markets. So because we have two markets, things can change, right? So we have to consider all those possibilities when we trade. So the situation right now, it is tricky. Why? First of all, we are not really out of the correction. For sure, there was a nice spike here that we identify from the head and shoulder here, and that's a spike that I traced when I made the chart about the Wolf wave. I don't know if you guys know, but I mean it was a spike that everyone was waiting for, because you know we have this trend line here, which is probably one of the strong resistance, and then this is logarithmic scale. Then another trend line that I really liked is by connecting those two highs. Where is it here? So this for me was a nice trend line, even though this trend didn't really retest here, you know. Not like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 probably, and then BTC broke, right? So this was one of the trend line I was following a lot. I didn't really like this one because doesn't really, it just connects this one, this high, and then here it breaks. It's not really a good resistance in my opinion to consider, because it doesn't have too many touch. But this one, it's a perfect one because you touch 1, almost 2, 3, 4 times. So this is a resistance, it's a strong resistance because there are so many highs that we connect. So breaking this resistance is probably a big, huge indicator for me. And the problem is that it touched and dropped. And that's why I was not sure to enter when he broke the 8K level, right? Because the 8K level, first of all, there was a nice resistance here, just an horizontal resistance. So he stopped here and then he started to go, and he stopped. Now here we have some other horizontal resistance. But you know, this was, the blue line was my main issue. It was like, oh, why I gotta buy now if it's gonna stop right there and maybe drop again. Of course, the ETF news is something we have, you know, everyone is waiting for. It might happen August 10, they might delay up to, I think, 60 days or something, or anyways, late September. So August 10 is right here. August 10 is right here. September, late September. Let's say September the 15th, right? Just to right there, almost. Okay, 15. All right. So you know, if some, we have to look at news now. If some bad news come up, some delays or whatever, we can drop more. We can drop more, and we have some horizontal line here as a support. We have some trend lines, and so this trend line of the, I mean, we have our symmetrical triangle that broke, right? the bearish pennant. We have some other trend lines that are quite hard to trace because this huge wick that nobody can accept, because you know most of people are tracing this from this candle right there, and you know that can be a falling wedge, but you know I like to consider the wick, to be honest. So skipping this week, you know, some people use the candle close, so it's something that is not really illegal to do, but this is what I had done when I did my Wolf wave. I considered the candle close. And you know, consider those as false breakouts, but so if we don't break here, if you don't break this blue line, you can go down, and let's see, we can go down hard. And maybe when ETF gets really approved, you know, we can really pump hard from there, right? We're not really above the blue one. We broke and we dropped, so that can be a false breakout. Of course, if you go in closer, you might see some candle closing above. I mean, this is 8-hour chart, and the 8-hour candle really didn't close below yet. I can put normal candles. So the previous 8-hour candle just closed maybe on the line with a nice rejection candle, right? So you arrived here, and then boom, now there is a red candle coming up. 4-hour chart, there is a rejection candle too. The candle get close red. So it bounced for sure. If you go close, really close, so I don't know how precise my blue line here, but when we go too close in Bitcoin, we start to make bad decision. This is in my opinion. When you go see too close, there is just too much noise to make predictions, and you always take that wrong. So if we go really close, let me put the Kinashi. We reached 8,365 and we dropped to 8,1. So that's a 3% drop, which is a lot for Bitcoin in like an hour range. You know, it's how much? $300 drop. So that's a pretty intense drop. I mean, I'm not saying that we've never seen those drop, but that could be some kind of rejection. If I had to go see closer, there is, I think, a bull pennant forming, or a pennant. So this might be a bull flag more than a pennant. So this, if we consider the wicks, if we consider the candles, I don't know if we can trace an horizontal resistance, or you know, just getting a closer flag like that, right? Something like that. I mean, when we look at 15-minute chart, this is a mess. It's a war there, like, you know, bears with bulls, and like it's a mess. It's a mess right now. frequency close. We know, like shorting, people buying bots, and everything is going on there, everything. So it's not really nice to consider those patterns, but you know, there's some kind of correction going on, right? Yeah, BitMEX chart, yeah, it looks different because people are really like focusing on the minute chart, right? So on Coinbase, nobody really cares about the minute chart. Well, while in BitMEX, people really go and look 1 minute candle to make their short and long, right? So you will see more precision when it comes to BitMEX. You will see very nice nice flags, nice channels, because people really buy right on point, right? Can check Bitfinex. Let's see how that is. Bitfinex, if you consider the wicks, maybe more a flat bottom, triangle. So chances are that it drops, but again, symmetrical triangle, yes, they from the book they are bearish sign, but if the support is strong enough, and the support is almost at 8K, we can bounce right on and go up from there. If we don't consider the wick, this would be a nice support. Now let's try to skip those little charts and let's see the big picture. Let's see what's going on. First of all, so we said, yeah, this is the line that we have to have under control right now. This one, and the 1 day chart is probably the one we want to look at in order to trace those, to make our main decision. Okay. Then we are on candle 9 on the count, which is really not a great indicator. If we put the TD sequential, and TD sequential helps us to identify many candles that close positive, and you can see there's a candle 9 here, a huge candle 9 that might indicate a drop, and here happened here too. You see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 9 and dropped. And I mean, doesn't have to happen every single time. As you can see here, for example, you know, candle 9, we had a big drop and then he went up again. But you know, it's something that we might wanna consider. A nice doji here, number 9 reversal candle, and the trend reverse. Here 9, and then we got the candle 13, which is even worse, and we drop. 7 8 and 9 didn't show up, and we dropped. So just something to consider. You know, he has a doubt in our mind, right? So I don't like this candle right now. I love RSI over bot, that's for sure. That's probably one of the best indicators so far for me to think about a bullish run. Why? Because every time that RSI gets overbought, we see a BTC run, and you guys can see from here, right? So every time RSI is overbought, the coin really pumps hard, even more than already did. So if we bought it here after the crash, the coin pumps, then we arrive zero. People think, you know, oh, we're too high, we should sell. But no, when the RSI gets overbought, people are holding in crypto, and the coin really keeps going up like crazy. And you guys can see here too, overbought and pump. Here didn't happen though. The coin reached overbought, turned down, and crashed. So there was a rejection of level 70, right? Now though, it got rejected, dropped. I thought it was not gonna make it, but it turned around and pumped like crazy. So that is a really good good indicator. Really good indicator. I love this one. But it's not an easy task to buy at this level. It's hard. It's hard. Of course, it's the best way possible to buy when it was oversold. That was the best time to buy, but we were in the correction zone. Again, it's hard to buy when all the market thinks we're gonna crash to 3K. We can buy with stop losses, we can buy with higher risk, but it's always easy to talk after everything happens, right? Anyways, we identified the head and shoulders. So some of you might have bought BTC when we were here to just catch the reversal and play with the stop losses. So if you did, good job with that. MACD, which is another indicator I like, especially to play the swings. It's at zero level and it's pointing up, which is good. There was a bullish cross here. Lines were spreading apart, almost touches. So if it would have crossed, it would have been bad. It didn't. It's going up again, spreading apart. No bearish sign at all, because we just had the pump. So this looks good. Of course, where would have been the best buy ever? Just by looking at MACD. Right here, when we were super low. When would have been the best sell? When it crosses. This is by looking at the daily chart, okay? Every time we look at the daily chart, if I bought BTC here, when I saw a bullish cross below zero, that's a perfect buy. Bullish cross below zero. You buy here. When you sell, you might sell here at the cross, you might sell at this cross, you might sell at this cross. So that's, of course, a study that you have to do. Of course, this one matches with 20K, and our buy here matches with the drop that we did to 5.8, right, during February, right? So since then, MACD has been going up, has been going up. So this looks good to me. MACD really looks amazing. What else I can see here? Well, I can identify sometimes Elliott wave when I use MACD. So if I can because here I see two waves, they didn't cross, I might think about an Elliott here, and that's the Elliott I've been studying for the past days, something like that. And that would be a good Elliott, even though my first Elliott that I traced was in coincidence with another possible head and shoulder. That didn't happen. at the shoulder that I thought it would have been this left shoulder, this head, and then would have dropped from here, because you know there were so many indicators. When indicators are too high, it's hard to predict a FOMO, as that's the issue. So in this case, we might have a nice another Elliott formation. So again, a drop could happen. A drop could happen. That's why it's hard to enter the market right now. It's so hard. we are on a resistance point. We are in a possible third wave formation of Elliott. Let's see how much. I mean, the candle stopped 2061, but too many weeks for me to really understand where it's going. Under 61, like if this candle closes there, 161, that would be a nice target for the wave 2 to 3, right? And then it might drop to 200 right there and go up to 261, where the third wave is the longest in this case. There's so many things right now going on, so that's why it's crazy. So in the daily chart, I'm trying to see everything in the daily chart. So there is a resistance, that's for sure. We cannot skip that. Possible wave. They already pumped 161% of the previous correction, so that's usually a case of drop. RSI is very high on 1 day chart, but again, that doesn't tell us it can drop. It can tell us it might go up, even up more. Where else we got here? Some moving averages. Let's check some moving averages. The 200. So the 200 moving average, this is the simple moving average, didn't quite reach yet, and as you guys can see, the candles, the price stopped this moving average act as a resistance many times, as you guys can see. We did here, we did here, he did here. So 3 times. So this moving average, it's another resistance in the way that can stop BTC of going through this area, right? 85, 86, whatever we call them, right? Let's see HEMA, the exponential one. 200, I think it's right on or something. No, it passed. But you know, this indicator, for example, the exponential one, when I trace it, I didn't see too much, right? I don't see trend bouncing off of this EMA. It just goes through. It doesn't really tell me too much, just here once. So I don't really see why I should use this EMA, because not really doing nothing here. So I really like more the simple one in this case. Then there are a few others one, the 50. The 50 is not doing nothing. We're just the 200 and the 50 we're good to identify the bearish cross here, the dead cross that happened in April. and usually a bearish cross, a dead cross, which is called dead cross, can identify a continuation in trend. Or confirms a trend reversal, pretty much. So of course the price has to drop first, then if we see a dead cross, the trend keeps going down, and it did. So right here you went up and then kept going down. So looking at those two moving averages, well, across back of those two moving average would have become magnitude, a huge bullish indicator too. But you know, we need to like go up a lot before to see that. It's like it's very delayed moving average, as we know. Well, there were a few other ones. I think M10 and M20. Let's see if I can. What is this one? Oh, this is not. M10, M20. So people use those on the daily. I think it was on the daily. On the daily, nah. Maybe it was in the 4-hour chart. Oh no, it was. So let's take a look at those two. Let's see what's up. Again, I'm doing live this, so I'm just looking what you see. I didn't prepare myself, so I gotta see what I'm doing here. So, well, moving average 10 and 20, we can see there is a bullish cross here, and you know, of course, the price was going up. Price drops, bearish cross, and the trend keeps going down. It didn't cross here, bullish cross, because the price was going up, and it confirms that. So we're going up, then bearish cross, we dropped, then there was like a quick one, cross and recross, keeps going down, and then we had the bullish cross here that we have seen before. I posted my channel too. This was a bullish cross, and the price dropped a little bit and kept going up. They're spreading apart, which is awesome. So no confirmation yet. Of course, again, the moving average follows the price, so I won't really use these indicators. Say, oh, moving average is spreading apart, so the price will go up. You cannot think in that way. You have to think about the big picture, right? Like a way to identify the swings, the up and downs, right? So where else should we look at one-day chart? You guys can write anything if you want. If you guys know anything that I should be looking at. Let's check volume. What is this volume here? I don't like this. Well, volume has been increasing, that's for sure. There we have good candles there. Steadily increased. Yep, we have a drop here, and then we have some good candles here. So we have lots of volume. You know, we know that volume has been increasing. You know, like exchanges, so market cap has been increasing too. The dominance of BTC especially has been increasing like crazy. So yeah, diamond patterns, they show up in very small time frames, so maybe later we can look at those. I don't trade too much diamonds. I like to trade the BART idea. That's my diamonds for me. So volume is being like reversing, so that's pretty good on the daily. OBV indicator. OBV indicator is looking great too. Breaking this downtrend. It's breaking here, so that's another good sign regarding volume. So I'm trying to see every single thing. Can you see Fibonacci? Fibonacci from 9 to 5. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good one. Thank you, Adam. So, so if we trace a Fibonacci retracement, a bearish Fibonacci retracement, so Fibonacci, we can trace a retracement of a bullish run, but we can trace a Fibonacci of a bearish pattern too. So in this case, from 9 to 5, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good tool. I love that. See, sometimes you have to make a list on a paper when it comes to Bitcoin to check everything. So you should make a list on a paper and put RSI daily, volume, MACD, moving averages, 250, 10, 20, Elliott waves, Fibonacci retracement, Fibonacci extensions. Like otherwise you can skip something that's important. And Fibonacci, this one, it's a tool that I use all the time. It's a perfect one to see the bounces, and this ends up perfectly on 61% retrace. And the 100 is on top because the retracement, you have to come from 0. So this retrace 23 or 38 and it stopped. As you guys can see, look how if I would have traced the Fibonacci that goes from here to there, I can see every time I would have sold this coin, right? I would have sold at 23, I would have sold at 38, I would have sold at 50, but it didn't, when we have a Fibonacci level, that doesn't mean it has to stop there. It can just skip a level and just go to the next one. But for sure, when it pumps from a 38 to 50, most of the time it will arrive to 50. As it did here. As soon as it broke 23, it did arrive to 38. Then it broke 38, it did arrive to 50, it did arrive to 60. Then we can see drops there. So yeah, Moran, that was a good one. And I will keep that in. And as you can see, my 5-year, it is there, is on the 78% Fibonacci. So my Elliott wave could do this, maybe. We can drop. The problem with this, and I traced when I was doing my my head and shoulder. Every time I do head and shoulder, I always look for Elliott waves. Why? Because we might confuse sometimes, or not confuse, but we might see a little Elliott wave correction, head and shoulder in an Elliott wave pattern. What I mean by that, you guys know I love Elliott wave, so I see this all the time. If I trace an Elliott wave, and sometimes we can see a correction that can be like this, right? For example. And you know what that is a perfect head and shoulder, pretty much. You know, even though it doesn't keep going down. But you know, head and shoulder pattern, if you have a neckline, if you have your neckline and then it keeps going down, well, that's the trend pretty much reverse. If we see in small time frame, it's a perfect head and shoulder. It comes from here, it hits neckline and it reverse, and the arrives here, it's completed. Then usually another Elliott wave starts from there, right? Then we will see another one. Let's say blah blah blah, too high, but anyways. So when I trace my inverse head and shoulder, and you guys can go check in the channel, I trace my my inverse, my bearish, sorry, Elliott pattern. So my inverse Elliott pattern, that was this one. One, two, three, which is the longest, 4 and 5. And then ABC correction. So that's the other reason why I kept saying we have to go down. But FOMO kills everything. So this ABC, this was my ABC at the beginning, where usually they retrace 50%. But you know, 61, it's another good retrace. I'm not saying that I don't like 61 for a rebound there. So this could be a reason why the trend can keep going down. Even though the retrace in this case, if you consider this Elliott, is very deep. Usually, yes, so usually I should have traced this. When I trace Elliott wave, and I trace a retrace of all the Elliott wave, and my ABC usually ends up at 50 right there. So in this case, this dropped a little bit too much, so I don't know if it's a nice pattern to use, but that's the idea too. Okay, so you know, we're like trying to figure it out, what it's gonna do, and it's normal we will find almost 50-50 in this scenario, indicators, bearish and bullish, because we are at a point where nobody knows. For sure we have some bullish sentiment around the community, but it's not as we are in a bull market where, oh shit, there's an Elliott there, oh, buy this, done, easy. It's a mess right now, so everything can happen. It's more a gamble at this point. Okay, what else? Anything else on the daily that you guys see? Let's see, the Ichimoku Cloud. Well, Ichimoku Cloud, that's another one. Well, Ichimoku Cloud is going through. Of course, doesn't mean anything. It's trying, but you know, as you can see here, it went through and then it stopped. So until it breaks above the red, you know, we cannot really confirm anything. Let me check the TK line. The TK line crossed, which is a bullish, very bullish. The TK line cross here was bearish, cross here was bullish. So that's a good indicator. When did it cross? It crossed 2 days ago. Like, what I'm really trying to understand is why in the hell this thing pumped. Why? Like, what really caused it? I cannot really find the reason. You know, there is a big bunch of reasons, but I'm trying to understand why that day, that second, like at don't get it. Like there was not really big news or something, because if it's FOMO, it's FOMO. You can do nothing about it. Like nobody could have guessed that the coin would have just pumped there. It was impossible. When FOMO happens, people just buy because they're just gonna buy. They can't wait. So it's very hard to predict FOMO. It's easy to predict FUD more than FOMO. You know, if you would have pumped when the cross happened, well, okay, you know, it pumped here. This is when you read to 7.8, so the cross did already happen. So this could have been a reason for it. A nice TK cross on the daily, Kimoku Cloud, Ichimoku, however you guys say. I don't speak Chinese. So let's see this one. So by talking about Ichimoku Cloud, well, Ichimoku has been very good in the smaller time frame, and of course, if the cloud doesn't cross in the smaller time frame, it's not gonna cross in the bigger time frame. So for our chart, we remember talking about this in the inverse head and shoulder, right? The cloud turned green when the trend crossed the cloud. That was a nice indicator of a bullish run. And remember, when things break, even with other indicators sometimes fails. There is a fails breakout and a retest. So this is pretty much what happened. Pretty much the cloud broke up. The trend went above the cloud. It looked like a false breakout, retested. It didn't really bounce on it, but then it went up again. So this was good. 8 hours then broke. So in 8 hours the cloud was higher, red, and it broke here. And you guys can see when it broke, he had a huge candle, right? Up to, this was the pump from 6.8. This is when he broke the neckline. From 6.8 to 7.5, huge candle, boom. This is probably because it broke, I mean, a reason why it broke 6.8, why? Because he broke the cloud too. That might be another reason. The TK cross happened here, so nothing that, you know, here that triggered the buy. So we're good. Ichimoku Cloud on 8 hours. We're high. We're going. 4 hour, no, 12-hour chart. We're through. And as you guys can see, he tried to hit here once, and he made the doji and he dropped. Red candle. Then he tried again, and then probably when he broke this one, we have seen those two nice candles there. That can be another reason for bullish. So what we have to look at now, the daily. So the daily, it's something to look for. And what we got here, we got 8.7 as cloud resistance. Right there. Many horizontal support here, not really. What can you say about Tether walked between Binance, Bitfinex, etc.? That's not the reason why pumped. I don't know. I don't really believe the Tether thing. You're talking about the printing. When Tether prints new things and things go up, Tether prints and coins go down and so on. Just look, checking for other things on the daily. What else we can look at the daily? I think it's for the daily. I think we're good. We've seen pretty much all indicators and tools and trend lines and so on. Let's check. Let's check. The moving averages, they're turning, probably they're turning gray, yeah. So the gap indicator, the shorter moving averages are overlapping, so that's a good indicator. So the trend is kind of turning bullish. I mean, that's of course normal, right? You know, when the price spikes so much, of course the moving average will follow. So it's good to see those swings, but again, we have to see if the price keeps going. Hey Moran, sorry, I didn't read the news yet. I don't know, people talk about Tether like they're doing something wrong. I don't really believe all those things, creating FUD, empty GOX, the guy moving the money, like that's all FUD. All FUD. User quickly scared. They get quickly scared in crypto. So you can see something really quick to make a coin dump and make the coin pump at the same time. So news is a big manipulation tool. Anyways, I think we're good on the daily. Nothing that I can see anymore. The Kimoku Cloud, we checked in all the time frames. Not that, you know, going in other time frames, other time frames, I cannot really say too much. I mean, all indicators are super high. As you guys can see, 8 hours too, it touched 70 level RSI, and it's going again. MACD, MACD is pretty high for sure. The 4-hour chart, it's 300. Even though, you know, comparing to the whole time high, it's still low. We can see lots of volume here. 4 hours probably still yeah, 4 hours can still go here on the MACD. RSI a little bit dropping, and then 1 hour is probably the last one I will go check, because then you go closer and you mess up things. So again, it's very hard to tell if it's gonna drop here or not. It's really hard, guys. Be honest. you guys know what I'm seeing. So actually, it's pumping right now again. That the bull flag that we seen is breaking at the beginning of the stream, right? But this bull flag here, or you know, symmetrical triangle or whatever that was, it's breaking. So FOMO looks real. A2, you know, it's you cannot complain. You know, A2 is A2, and nice to see A2. That's for sure. Okay, so let's check. I think we talk about BTC enough. I don't think we have to go into it more. Could you do live every day? I have a life too. I will try. When I open my premium, I have a schedule for live sessions, so that will be more. It will happen more often, but there will be probably some premium feature. Let me see. Oh, that's what we can look at. Oh, something I forgot, because you know there's always something I forgot about BTC because there is so much stuff. The weekly chart looks great, and I post a nice chart previous days, the past days, and you guys can see it looks pretty good to me. Nice huge candle, nice doji. Every time a doji up, and I'm looking at Heikin Ashi candles just because I love Heikin Ashi candles. Every time a candle close in a doji style, and then I see a green one, usually a pump happens. When I put normal candles, what the fuck you see here? I mean, if you guys know candles, you know the patterns. Well, yes, you can identify patterns, you can study the candles, and you can make almost as good as prediction as Heikin Ashi candle. But for newbies, for people that are new to this market, I think Heikin Ashi candle can be an easier tool to see changing trend. And you see right away. I mean, when I put Heikin Ashi candles, I say this every time: green, 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 red, you sell. You see a new candle, a big candle, you buy. Then small candle, red, red, small candle, full candle, boom, boom, you buy. And there is all green, all green, all green, all green, red, sell. Then you see a doji, reversal, red, 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 red. Oh, doji, green, doji, red, doji, green, doji, red, doji, green, right? Like it doesn't look hard to me. This is in the weekly, right? So this is pretty straightforward to me compared to candles, right? Candles, what the fuck you see here if you don't know too much about the market, right? And the candles, you know, you arrive here, you see red candles, you might sell, but no, the things keeps going up. This probably was an engulfing a pattern, even though the wick drops a little bit more, but the full body of the candle covered this. So this can be, for example, a bullish pattern, and in this case you buy, and so on. But again, you guys wanna use Heikin Ashi, I like it. So the indicators look amazing on the weekly. Ooh, look at MACD. The cross is about to happen. That's amazing. That's a bomb of a MACD. Not that, you know, I don't use weekly indicator to trade, because you know, we know in a week what can happen in crypto. Fucking everything can happen in crypto. So I just use a weekly chart, especially indicator, just to confirm my idea, just to see big, just to, you know, clear my mind and see, okay, you know, this thing looks like it's really going, because you know, you get scared less when you see bigger pictures, okay? But of course we need to go in closely to see smaller time frames, to get our entries, to see other things, of course. But you know, MACD looks amazing here, below zero, turning up, bullish cross coming up, RSI pointing up. For sure, it can go lower, for sure. But you know, we can see here, it was dropping and doesn't drop all the way, it goes up. It drops, doesn't drop all the way, it goes up. So it doesn't really have to drop all the way down before a correction. But you know, we have to be careful, because you know, in 2014 the crash happened and RSI dropped here, and then there was a bullish run. There could have been a bullish trap, and then all the way down here to over a bot area, and then you know, we have the two-year bearish market. So you know, that's something we can consider here too, right? There was a crash, and then we're turning bullish, and we might go down again, right? And probably MACD here shows kind of the same thing, of course, in a smaller picture, right? We were high, and then we cross. It was a bullish trap, so everyone FOMO into it. There was a huge spike, and then cross again and drop. So yes, it's something we have to keep in mind. 2014, we have so many similarities with what we got now. I mean, I did already a study. Probably I'm gonna just post in the channel. Let me see if I can find it quick. Well, it's 2014. Right here, the crash happened there. Well, I gotta grab my chart, because now, yeah, I posted my channel, my analysis that I did on the 2014 trend, which looks like the one we got now. But pretty much, you know, we have a kind of a trend line that breaks, a kind of a symmetrical triangle here too, that fails and goes back up and hit a Fibonacci level. I think it's Fibonacci. No, I think this time frame has to be 4 hours to give me a better understanding what's going on. All right, here, so there was a Fibonacci 100%, and then it went to 61, and it dropped again, right? So this can be kind of a similar idea. Not that it's gonna happen, but I just wanted to prove that in a given situation, traders might act similar, right? So if we're dropping here, we make it in symmetrical triangle, and the symmetrical triangle fails, as it really failed in 2018, and then everyone is tracing this falling wedge pattern as in 2018, right? Skipping the wicks, right? Because look here how many wicks we got. Wicks in this case didn't tell us too much. Then the falling wedge broke, and as 2018 could break up, and then there was maybe a bull trap, and it's gonna drop. So this could be the case, if ETF doesn't get approved. Just, you know, something to think, you know, just something that you have to be prepared of. If we break now 8K and we start to go, because you know they say ETF is gonna get approved, ETF is gonna get approved for sure, blah 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 blah. We can pump hard, and then you know some people might create FUD and say yes, I got inside news that ETF is gonna get, but then it doesn't get approved, and it will dump hard. It will dump probably to 3K in that case. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. And 8K, this is not another good thing to look. BTC in 2014 dropped dropped 71%. See, I mean, let's not calculate this huge week, but it dropped 71%. Then from the lowest point, it went up 100% to then drop 70% again from the point, or from all-time high. It dropped. It dropped 85, and then it doubled down or something, and then it recovered, right? And it took so much time. So let's check this in the 2018. So 71, then it went up 100%, then it dropped 74 or 85 of the full chart. So if we look at this, I'm not saying it's the same, but you know, it's similar, very similar. Okay, so we said all-time high, it was 71% in 2014, and this one is 70%, 69. So we're there. So it can. This is still 71%. Actually, if we consider this is 71%, it's pretty right on. Then it pumped. We say 100%. So 100%, it would hit this level. Look how precise there is, where we know there's a strong resistance at 12,000. Why? Because I think that's a Fibonacci level. If we trace the last pattern here, the bullish run, that's not perfect, but it's right on 61% Fibonacci. And if I trace a Fibonacci that goes lower, what would I see there? Yeah, that would be 50%, you know, if we consider this as a big crash. But you know, there is an horizontal resistance there. Can be a Fibonacci, can be not. In this case, can be, but of course, you know, I can adjust my Fibonacci, and I can, you know, I can see different things. So it's not very very nice to use. I mean, this Fibonacci is pretty good. Why? Because we can see the bounce right away. 50%, 23, 50, 60, 50, 78, 78, 61. So the bounce are there. So when the bounce are there, that means Fibonacci is probably has been drawn right. Drew? I don't know the past of drew. Anyways, so we can go up to 100%. So 71%, 100% crash. Everything pumps like crazy, so it breaks a trend line as it did in 2014. You know, let's say these trend lines or whatever trend lines you want to trace. And it's gonna pump up to 100%. Let's see, FOMO gets unreal along August and September, because you know we still have August and September, so we have still this range here up to create FOMO. We still have lots of space up to you know, if they delay, and for sure I'm pretty sure they will delay. So they might create FUD and CUS, whatever they're gonna say, to pump the coin, and it's already pumping. So they're already news are coming up now to make the market bullish. So that's how the manipulation works. And these things can keep going. Maybe my stop here, first resistance drop, go again, 100%, and then boom, ETF is not approved, and we crash as 2014. That's in case of ETF that doesn't get approved, because as we know, that's a big news. If it doesn't get approved, of course you're gonna sell. So we have to be prepared for it. And again, if this happen, we can drop how much? 74% if following the 2000 what is it? 74% as we follow the 2014 trend, right? Look, 70%, where does it end up? 3K. So I'm not tripping here. I mean, tell me if this is a coincidence or am I just tripping? It cannot be a coincidence. It cannot be. Like, how precise the chart compared to 2014 is. That's how it is. And look here. I didn't even notice. Look the low here. Look the high. 74% crash. Going from this level will end up right on 3K as 2014 trend did. And of course, if we trace an all-time high to 3K, there will be 84%. So I don't know if I'm tripping. But this looks like solid. You guys want to see closer? Let's see if I can see closer with Phoenix. This is what let's save my chart. Anyways, see 7100, 74, 84. Let's go back. 7100, 74, 84, 85. So you know what I'm saying. That looks pretty close to me. Too much coincidences. Too much coincidences. So if they fuck up, I don't know what happened here. If someone can make a research why BTC crashed here, maybe there was some bad news. Actually, what is that one? Is what? May 2014, almost June. So May 2014. Let's see. History. What is it? No. In 1 second, let me check something. What's the website? Bitcoin history. History of Bitcoin or something. It's a website. Yeah, here. This one. Here. Maybe you guys should watch this. So this is what happened in Bitcoin history. If you guys want to learn. Satoshi Nakamoto. Let's see, 2014. What happened? Oh. Look how many stuff. China banks Bitcoin transactions. So it was May. It was around May. So they start from December. China central banks bans Bitcoin transactions. Money laundering. Bitcoin Foundation, and they stopped doing this website. What the hell? It just finished here? Oh no, that's sad. I thought it would keep going. Too bad. They looked like a cool website and they fucked up. Wow, this is a really interesting thing. I don't know why they didn't keep doing it. If you guys have anything that looks like this, please share, because I want it. It's nice to. It would be nice to see, right? All the news and the FUD, the creative to pump and dump the coins. Why the hell did they stop it? I need to make a CryptoBeans one now. Yeah, that was a really good idea, but they fuck up. All right. Anyways, so those are my ideas. Again, ETF is the news we are waiting for. If ETF gets approved, I'm all in. If it doesn't, we crash, we short. That would be a easy short. 100x short. Just kidding. Anyways, oh yeah, the Mt. Gox was a big one. Yeah, you're right. When Mt. Gox crashed. Actually, Mt. Gox, I don't know if Mt. Gox crashed an all-time high or it crashed on May. And maybe we'll just a bull trap. So Mt. Gox crashed in February 2003. So then he recovered, Bitcoin was recovering, and then he crashed again. So I don't know why he crashed again. That's what I wanted to know. If it was more a TA, or there were some news that really made him crash, right? What else I can see here? Okay. BTC longs and short. Well, I don't really like to follow those, but BTC longs crashing might just be long, just making money there, just cashing out. Yeah, that's a big crash there on the. Whoo. Yeah, probably those are all the longs. They're like taking profit, right? And yes, that could cause. It could mean, sentiment is switching and short are probably increasing. Let's see. Yeah, we had a little pump, but yeah, I will say about the longs. It's a long liquidating their position, like taking out profits. I don't really follow those ones because I already have too many indicators. If I keep following this one, I won't live my life. February, March hack. Okay, there was probably a hack there. Otherwise, if you go by those chart, long and short, you just go with the people. You don't really go with the chart. You don't really go with the. I mean, how can I explain this in simple words? You just follow the FOMO, pretty much. If you look at BTC longs and BTC short, if you want to make trades off of those charts. So for me, don't really tell too much. It might help sometimes, but I don't really look at longs and short charts to make my trades. Otherwise, I gotta do study on these charts too. Elliott. I start to do Elliott here. I don't know, trend is like really fucked up, so you guys can see it's up and down, so it's like a music. Then we have Ethereum BTC chart. That's another things to look for, because every time Ethereum touch the support, sorry, you usually see an altcoin RT season. So we're right there. If we fail this, this crash, it's gonna be bad. And the only way it might crash hard, because this is Bitcoin, this is Ethereum paired with Bitcoin. So the only way this can crash hard is people FOMOing into BTC like crazy, don't even caring about altcoins. So in that case, everything might drop down like really bad, and Bitcoin just pump. But you know, I don't think that might happen. You know, traders should buy the dips at some point, right? They can make money off those dips. So it's not. I don't think they can let the market crash really bad. You know, all the projects get to zero just because Bitcoin is pumping. Everything can happen, but you know, I think this support is a pretty strong one. We have this one, of course, too, as a horizontal support. So if we break here, that's the next level. We are on pretty much 61% Fibonacci, I think. Yep. Retracement. So this retrace to 78, went up, 61 bounce, 61 bounce, and we could go from here. So let's go check close. Indicator don't look good on the weekly. What happened 1 hour chart? Well, it stopped there. You know, he's doing something. He's doing something. So probably this little pump that happened yesterday from here to there was a 5% spike in about a few hours. So actually right here, that's 2 hours. So that's what probably caused the altcoins to pump in an hour range. I think yesterday, while BTC was hitting 8K, like out of the blue, altcoins start to just go up. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Because, you know, Bitcoin didn't really drop. So I was really confused. I'm like, what's going on here? Why? What caused this big buy in such a short period of altcoins? Because, you know, I was expecting, okay, if BTC fails here and there is a big rejection on 8K, well, yeah, the market might recover, the altcoin might recover, but there was not a really big rejection. I was looking live at BTC, the BTC was going up. But, you know, some traders might take the risk and just start to buy altcoins with stop losses, you know, risking maybe a 5% stop loss in order to make maybe a 10% or 20% increase if, you know, BTC would have dropped there. Of course, BTC didn't drop. So what happened? Altcoins pumped and dropped right away after, because BTC kept running. So what happened there? All the traders that got into those trades, they might have sold right away, or their stop loss got hit just because BTC start to go again. So a few different, you know, ideas and things. You know, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's making a pendant here. symmetrical triangle. We might, we can look at this and have this under control. Hopefully breaks up. It's a pendant, comes from a bearish trend, so that's not a good good indicator. Usually those one like this, A, B, C, D, E, and they drop again. Hope I'm wrong. And yeah, we have seen that pump yesterday with old coins, pretty much with all the BitMEX coins to TRX, LTC, EOS, all those coins that had a huge oh, here we go. One day doesn't really show. Well, there is a rejection, but it doesn't tell us too much. Let's see 4 hours candles. Yeah, so you guys can see this candle with the big wick, this green candle right there. So that's a big one. From here to there, as you guys can see, TRX pumped in the arc 4 hours 13%. So that's a lot. Of course, if I make this bigger, I will see 4 candles there. Here we go. So if I just the 1 hour candle, this is the longest one. If I consider just the 1 hour, TRX went up 10% in an hour. That was a good pump, right? Imagine to margin trade that about 10x. That would be 100% profit right there. So those are things that made me think, yes, what the hell is going on? So it's really messy right now. It's really confusing. That's why I'm not suggesting to enter trades until we have confirmations. Everything can happen. If BTC doesn't make it right now, and we are in a good support, a good resistance, and BTC doesn't make it this level, and it drops, what's gonna happen to altcoins? Will they drop because BTC is dropping, or they will go up? Because now money might come in. That's the thing. You have to think money is coming into the market. So if money is in, traders can either cash out or move money to altcoins, right? To hedge the loss, right? So if BTC has to drop, they might put the money into altcoins. So if they do that, altcoins will pump, right? But if they sell BTC to USD, no money will go into altcoins. So altcoins will just go down because people will sell probably. So there are a few things, and a lot of scenario might happen. So that's why it's not easy at all to make a prediction and say, hey, buy this, because even though we think BTC might drop, altcoins can go either way for different ideas and different thoughts, right? In this case, if BTC pumps, again, altcoins can pump together if new money comes into the market. So if the market cap increases and the BTC dominance does not increase, let's just check the market cap a little bit. So market cap, it went up a little bit. Let's see how much. Yeah, it went up from 280 to 300, so there was 20 billion into the market. So in that case, we have to see the dominance. So right now it's 47%, so it's still pretty high, still increasing. Let's see the daily dominance. I mean, I know daily cannot tell too much. I don't think weekly too doesn't tell us too much. well, you know, it's increasing slowly, BTC dominant, so that means more money is going into BTC and less money in altcoins, right? So that's something to take in consideration. So with this chart you can totally see where the money is going. So if the total market cap does not increase too much, right? And the BTC dominance increases a lot, well, what it means altcoins, traders are moving altcoins to Bitcoin pretty much. But if market cap increases a lot, as it did here of 20 billion, well, in that case, more USD is coming into the market, and money can either go in both coins, can either in both markets, can either go in Bitcoin markets or it can go in altcoin markets. So again, there are a few things you gotta consider. It's really hard right now to trade because all those factors that I've been talking for about 2 hours now. So it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So keep this in mind, and you know, play safe. I would wait for Bitcoin to break a resistance in order to enter, and I would just play around with Bitcoin for now, because we really don't know what the altcoins will do. Then when we have a confirmation, it will be almost like a FOMO, because you know, when we have confirmations, that means, you know, confirmation means we are really going up. But you know, we won't be too late, because if we have confirmations and bullish indicator, then buying altcoins at certain levels after confirmation, it will be still good. We won't miss the bottom. We will miss the bottom, but we will enter in the safest scenario and situation, right? If they're closing long, maybe they will go short now. Yeah, that's another that's another for sure idea. But that doesn't mean if they're closing long, they have to open a short too, right? So it depends what Bitcoin is gonna do. For sure they're taking profit. I'm just answering to Moran's question. If it will be okay, they never closed the position, I think. Yeah, because you know, they've seen he reach resistances, so that's why pretty much they're closing their long, because he stopped there and yeah, the bit crash. Now he's going again. Probably you might see longs start to go up again. And you know, right here they start to go up again. I mean, this is the hourly chart, so it doesn't tell too much here. So they're starting to buy contracts, but you know, it's a mess. All right, guys, I think I talked too much for, you know, 2 hours. It just always goes fast when I do those live streams. Just gotta work on the project right now a little bit, because we got some news coming up for the premium soon. Everyone is excited. I'm excited too. There's still lots of work and lots to be done. We're updating everything, making sure that you know, how we provide information is the best way possible. And you know, as you guys know, we're one of the most honest community in crypto, pretty much. So everyone knows that we have a good community, a good chat. We take care of our users. We help each other. You know, we try not to get into bad situation where we know we can lose our money. we try to swing trade. Don't do too much scalping. We just try to enter the market in a safe environment. When it's safe to enter, we present the analysis. We try to show our ideas and let you guys make your own decisions. We don't really want to and we should not tell you what to buy, when to buy, and those are just opinions, ideas, and that's how they should be taken. All right. And there are lots of information about premium that will be posted, new channels that will come up, and new trading ideas, new educational content, and many more to come. I quit my prosthetic job about a month ago, and I'm still like adapting to the change, which has not been easy, and I'm working on it. It's all new, especially when you have your own schedule. You gotta make your own routine and all those things. So we're working, and we will update you guys soon in the free channel. We're writing a Medium post that will explain everything. So I will talk to you guys later. It was nice to chat to you here. Hopefully it was helpful and you learned something. That's the purpose of me doing live streams, so you can learn technical analysis and understand what I do to see things, and you can either follow tips, and you can either tell me I'm wrong. I'll learn too if you guys say that. All right, so talk to you guys soon, and have a good day.